The Honourable Member for Corio.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. This evening I want to raise four issues in relation to my community in Geelong, and it's nice to be able to do that this evening with the other representative from Geelong here in the chamber, the member for Corangamite. I want to start by talking about a young constituent of mine called Louis Hahir. Louis is the recipient of a double kidney transplant. Louis spent his 10th birthday on a dialysis machine, having suffered double renal failure. It was 4 years on that dialysis machine before he received a kidney transplant. And during that time, it was, as Louis describes, a very dark time. He describes it in terms of being in a bad place. He talked about being bullied at school for being different during that time, being fussy about germs, unable to drink water, in constant pain. To hear Louis' story, Louis is now 16, is to hear the story of an incredibly brave young man who has overcome an appalling set of odds presented to him at the start of his life. Louis, I got to know as a work experience student in my office, and indeed Louis wrote a speech for me, which I delivered in this place a few weeks ago, about the question of establishing an opt-out policy for organ donation. Tonight I'd like to present a petition that Louis has connected in respect of this. The petition that he has collected asks for the introduction of a bill on opt-out policy in respect of organ donation, and Louis collected 441 signatures in pursuit of that petition. Mr Deputy Speaker, Labor proudly recalls the establishment of the Commonwealth Organ and Tissue Authority, which occurred under the then Rudd government, which since its institution has seen a 40% increase in the number of people who have put themselves down for organ donation. But it is the case that at any point in time in our country today, there are 1,600 people in need of an organ donation. And the single most important factor in meeting that need is by people having the conversation about what happens if their loved ones are in a circumstance where they meet their passing, but there is an opportunity through organ donation to save the lives of others. In addition to campaigning for opt-out organ donation, it is really important that we encourage Australians to participate on the Australian Organ Donor Register and to indeed have that conversation. And people can do that by going to www.donatelife.gov.au/decide, and there they can register on the Australian Organ Donor Register. But tonight I would really like to acknowledge Louis Hahir, his bravery and his commitment to raising this issue. The second issue I'd like to